Jake, or ProfessionJake, is an 18-year-old Roblox Danny's World YouTuber who is often considered as the most disgusting and vile Danny's World YouTuber of all time. He used to make animation videos on Danny's World, or at least that was until his YouTube channel was hacked. However, while he would make videos, he had gained an audience of over 100,000 subscribers, most of that fame being gained in the span of just a few months. It's pretty safe to say Jake was doing good on YouTube. He had an entire fan base to support him and his animations, but suddenly this would all change when Jake was exposed for some of the most disgusting actions that I've ever covered in all of my videos, so viewer discretion is advised. But if you feel like you can watch the full video to see what all he said and did, then keep watching. So to start off, Jake is a self-diagnosed sociopath. Here's a clip of him admitting to such.
Are you familiar with sociopathy? The concept of sociopathy?
That is what I describe myself, actually.
You describe yourself as a sociopath?
Yes.
For full definition, the term sociopath is referred to as antisocial personality disorder. Symptoms of being a sociopath can include lacking empathy, dishonest behavior, and manipulative and controlling behavior. And the actions that Jake committed and all of the things I will be covering about him in just a moment will show all of these symptoms plenty of different times. So basically, Jake was interviewed in a group chat over Discord by 3 people, named Bryce, Void, and a fellow YouTuber known as Shinzu. This was because they had heard that Jake is none other than a child predator. I can't uncensor the whole world on YouTube, but I'm sure you can put the pieces together. And unfortunately, there is a victim. Before we talk more about the interview, I want to give some backstory on this victim and what Jake did to her. So back in late November of last year, just a couple of months ago, Jake messaged a fan over Discord who goes by Bolty or Zaps. But for this video, I'll be calling her Bolty. I want you to keep in mind that this fan was just 15 years old at this point, and Jake knew this because, well, of course he asked for her age when they began to know each other. And remember, Jake was 18. I'm sure you can see where this is going. I'm just going to read this self-admitted statement from him on what he did to her. He says, "She worked for me starting from the Hunters animation. We were very close and comfortable with each other. I shared an SFW with her, made her feel, quote, safe, and rewarded money to keep her trust. Yes, I agree with her. I took advantage of Bolty being 15 years old and by using my fame." This is already absolutely disgusting already, and yet we are only just getting started. Now let's talk about the interview with Jake. There was a voice call interview as well as messages between Shinzu and Jake. I want to first go over the messages as what he says in them while being interviewed is very interesting. So to start this off, Shinzu asks, "I was told you like calling yourself a pedophile. What's up with that?" To which Jake replied, "That's right, it's my identity, so who are you?" And in just the first couple of sentences of this conversation, and Jake had already admitted to being a literal predator. But wait, because it gets worse. Shinzu says here, "I want to hear your side of things so I know more about everything because I was told that you're a predator and the internet has been calling you a g***er." "That's facts," said by Jake. "Why did you do this, since you're very open to it?" Then Jake explains, "Well, my explanation is that Bolty was okay with it every time I asked if she could draw an SFW for me. Paid her to keep her working for me. It was also all in DMs, which means she is the only person who cared. Now since that has been exposed, millions know, which in a way made it more serious than it needed to be." Shinzu then asks Jake, "So you are aware that minors can't consent, right?" He then says yes. A few messages later, Shinzu asks, "Do you have any remorse?" Then he replies, "Not anymore, because I have gone to the point of no return. If I show remorse now, who will believe it? Only thing I can do is not be as stupid as this again." Now, like I mentioned previously, there was a call in this group chat where only Bryce and Void interviewed Jake. This call, or at least the full recording I have for it, lasts about an hour exactly. So I'll be showing you all some key points within this interview, and some of the things that are said is pretty insane, so just take a look at this.
And I did see a DM from Bryce where you kind of just admit that like you groomed them. Like, is that like your position that you did that?
Yes, that's on me. It wasn't like hacked or anything. I'm the only one controlling this account, so couldn't have been anyone else.
So, what were you like thinking when you did that?
Well, I thought everything was okay, all because it was in a private DM. If it wasn't leaked in the first place, then everything would have been fine.
Wait, so the problem you see with this is that it was leaked? That's like the issue you're seeing here?
Yes.
Going off of this first clip, you can see how Jake clearly doesn't see a problem with what he did. The only problem he thought there was that the messages between him and the victim were leaked. Now take a look at this next clip.
So you never said that you like Lolly?
I did say that, but
Okay.
like the text, that was not me, like that was not like the DM. Like
Okay.
what I yeah. Is someone just
But you did say it though.
yeah.
Okay. So you said that you liked Lolly 4 years ago, so you were like 14?
I still like unfortunately.
You still like Lolly.
Yes.
Here, Jake admits that he has liked Lon since he was just an early teenager and still does to this day. But if you don't know what Lon is, well, it's basically drawn CP. Now this next part of the interview gets even worse, and you're about to see why.
You said that you liked being weird, so you liked the idea of being like an outcast or something? Is that kind of the thing that I'm getting out of what you were saying earlier to Bryce?
Exactly. That's yeah.
So that's never extended to anything else, because there's like a lot of like social taboos out there, right? And so if you're trying to be like really weird, like I mean that could extend to things like incest or bestiality. And so those things have never interested you at any point?
Incest interests me.
Incest interests you?
Yeah.
When you say interests you, like how far does that go?
I would say same level as how much I like Lolly, because I would often ship characters who are siblings, and I like those type of ships over like normal ones.
Okay. But nothing for animals.
Yeah, nothing for animals.
Okay, cool. And I've heard you have like an interest in gore. Is that true?
Yes.
Have you been interested in as long as Lolly? Like 3 to 4 years, basically?
Yes.
This is just vile. Now, for the sake of this video, I won't be going into this interview any deeper as I think we got our point across with it. And also there are some even worse screenshots on Jake that are so bad that you may want to click off of this video after seeing them. So remember, viewer discretion is advised again. Anyways, I'm going to show this horrific and disgusting message sent by Jake, but I'm not going to read any of it out loud because even me just restating what was said is too much for me. As you can see by this message, this guy is on another level of messed up. The fact he even had the confidence to admit to something as insane as this is just incomprehensible. Another really disgusting message from Jake reads, "I kinda got another thing I like to view. I also take pleasure from seeing unalive bodies of women, specifically those autopsy pictures. I'm pretty sure the families of whoever wouldn't appreciate photos uploaded for the world to see. It's such a violation to privacy, but you know me, I don't really care what other people might think about this." Then there's this screenshot where Jake is seen talking about two girls aged around maybe 6 to 8 years old according to Jake's word. These messages are so bad I can't even really put into words how I feel about them. And everything we have gone over about Jake so far shows how he's a very weird, nasty, and overall just degenerate person who honestly never needs to see the light of day ever again. Now, Jake did make a response document basically admitting to everything, but the difference this time is that he apparently apologized. It reads, "I was fully aware of what I was doing, but felt no remorse due to it all being taken place within private messages, and also the fact that Bolty told me that she quote didn't care. A lot has happened in the few days, and now I regret everything I have done to her, In hindsight, I realized how messed up everything I was doing really was and wish to never do it again. I am sorry to the entire Danny's World community, including myself, to the people who I affected, from the fans who had to see my sexual implications on YouTube. I am deeply sorry to those people too. Being the fastest growing YouTuber, I was blinded by fame and was idiotic, making rapid decisions. The purpose of this document is to not ask for forgiveness, but to raise awareness and show my true colors, as I am a danger to this community. Being the person behind it all, this is the best thing for me to do. Following the wishes of the community, I will exile myself and be gone. Going forward, I will seek help from therapy as well as think about not repeating this terrible behavior. Now, this is something I didn't expect from Jake. An apology? Wrong. Why, you may ask? Well, this apology wasn't even written by Jake, but rather a best friend of his who claims he copy and pasted it from him. However, in recent events, Jake's YouTube channel is reinstated as of recording this, and Jake posted a response video. It's honestly really not that great, but he does apologize again and claims he will be giving a substantial amount of money to the victim and her family. But also, Jake claims how he isn't a sociopath, and that he was desensitized from a young age, resulting in his lack of remorse, which could make sense. However, I don't know if I fully believe that he is sorry because he genuinely feels bad, or if this is just another fake apology. He did say he was getting help and will be taking a break from YouTube for some time, but I'd honestly just rather have him leave the internet entirely because I don't think he'll be making his reputation any better no matter the amount of time. Jake is a disgusting sociopath who has no morals whatsoever and no remorse for his actions. He grew up a 15-year-old fan while being 18, talked very sexually about his own sister, is a self-admitted predator, and even more. I think he should be locked up for good and never see the light of day, as I don't think he will ever truly learn his lesson. And hopefully this is all that we will ever see from Jake, because all of his social medias are taken down as of now, and to my knowledge. But that's enough of me talking about Jake, so I'll see ya.